Welcome back to the channel. I just need to go ahead and show you the trading disclosure. Make sure you pause it, read it, and let's move on. So what I would like to do in this video is a lot of people use TradingView. And I want to show you how I set up my charts for spread trading for TradingView, and also how I use it for Quantower as well. But I'll go over how I set up Quantower in another video. But with TradingView, if you click on the plus here, you'll open up a new tab. And what I like to do is just create new layout. And what it's going to do, let me go over to the candles. Okay, so this is basically what's going to happen. It's going to come up here. Right now I got euro dollar on there because I've been pairs trading the foreign currencies because with Trump and all this tariff stuff, the Forex market has been going crazy and it's been given some great opportunities. So I'm going to show people how I set up my chart. Now you can do this for the futures. You can do this for crypto, for stocks, just about anything. So let me show you how I set this up. The main thing that I like to do is I take the volume and I remove it. I don't need the volume. And what I do is come up here, instead of candlestick, I will do line chart. Now that's yellow. So the euro dollar is going to be yellow. Now you can change that and just go into settings and change it, or you can right click, go into settings and change it. Now, if you want to compare the euro dollar to another currency that is correlated, and what I've been trading a lot is the pound dollar. So let me go ahead and add the pound dollar. So to overlay another instrument over top of the euro dollar, like the pound dollar, what you'll do is you'll come up here to the plus sign and you'll click plus. Now, what you can do is just type in pound dollar. And I'm going to choose Awanda because that's who my account is with, is Awanda. That's my own personal account. Now you can choose different ways of doing this. I don't choose new pane because that defeats the purpose. But you can do same percent scale. Now if you do that, what that's going to do is right here on the right, it's going to change everything to a percent. And I just scroll out. Make sure that it's not zoomed in. Just make sure you scroll out and you get the big picture. Right now it's on 10 seconds. I put it on 30 seconds. Let's go to the 1 minute. Okay, so now we are looking at a percent. And you can trade with it like this as well. That's not a problem. So on, let's say, a 1 minute, we have the euro dollar is trading above the pound dollar. Pound dollar is in the light blue here, and the pound dollar is negative 0.56 and the euro dollar is +1. So that's like a 1.5% difference. So what I like to do is I like to look at a bigger time frame. So I'll look at the 15-minute. Now this is going back all the way to February 20th. So I kind of like to look at the big picture to see where we're at. Right now, euro dollar is higher than the pound dollar. So you want to sell what is expensive and buy what is cheap. Right now, the pound dollar is cheap. So I would buy that and then sell the euro dollar. This is on a percent scale. So that's basically how you would set your charts up. It's very easy to do. Now, if I'm actually trading this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down to the 15-minute. You can go to the 1 minute, and then you can just go ahead and trade that. And as you can see here, like around 1 o'clock, you could buy the pound dollar, sell the euro dollar, And then later on, around 2 o'clock in the morning, around the European session for Forex, you can see that they came back in and you would have made a little bit of money, depending on your position size. So that's how I like to trade it. Now, you could trade this right here. You could buy the euro dollar and sell the pound dollar, and you could make a little bit of money. But I don't like doing that because that's like a counter trend trade. I like looking at the longer time frame and then trading off of that position on a smaller time frame, like the 1 minute or 30 second. So let's go down to like the 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Now we're just looking at the day. And then let's go down to 10 seconds. Now, as you can see, 10 seconds, these are some pretty good scalp trades that you could do. Scalp trades, day trades. This is one that I actually did get in on my Owanda account, my own personal account. Right up in here, as you can see, it's spread apart. Let me change that. What color should we go with? Yeah, let's go with that. So right in here is when I put on the position. What I did was I bought the pound dollar and sold the euro dollar. Now, when they came back in, I took it off. I think it was somewhere around in this area that I took it off. And or you could have taken it off in this area. That would have been fine. Now, the thing is, I made money on the euro dollar because it sold off, but I was buying the pound dollar and then I sold it down here and I lost money on the pound dollar, but I made money on the euro dollar, and the difference, because they came back together, was my profit. So that's how you trade these. So that's this is a trade that I actually did, and if we look back here, that was a trade I did in the late afternoon. This is a trade that I did early morning. So I saw it spreading apart here, but I did not get in because it really wasn't big enough. But I did get in right up in here. Now, the thing is, it went against me because I added to the position right up in here. Because the first leg I put on, sold the euro dollar, bought the pound dollar, it went the opposite way, and then I added to the position. So I had two legs on, and then right in this area is when I got rid of it because it was 9 o'clock, and I made a little bit of money on that. So that is how you can trade it. Now, this is on a percent scale. Let me go ahead and do this over again so people know how to do the. We'll go ahead and remove the 3 draw lanes. We'll just go over here. We'll click that off. I'll take this back to a candlestick chart. So let's go back to a 5-minute. Go back to the beginning. So, and these blue lines right here, this, you go to settings, go to events. That's just the session breaks. I like looking at the session breaks. So what you want to do is when you start out with the basic chart, remove the volume. I will go to a line chart. Then I will come here. As you can see, that right there is the regular price. If you right click on this scale, you can choose percentage if you want. You can get it indexed to 100. You can go to regular. That's if you right click on the right side there. Now I want to click on this plus button and I want to go to pound dollar for Owanda, and instead of choosing same percent scale, do a new price scale. Now what this is going to do, this is going to set the pound dollar over here, and the euro dollar is already going to be on the right. So as you can see, that is yellow, and then this is blue. Let's see, let's go to here. And we do price line. You can set the price line if you want. And as you can see here, the pound dollar is here, euro dollar is up here. So if I'm looking on, let's say the 5 minute for a quick trade, that's good. The euro dollar you want to sell and buy the pound dollar. And you look on a longer time frame, you can see where you're at. You're like, okay, I want to sell the euro dollar bound by the pound dollar. Up in this area, you would be doing the opposite. You would be buying euro dollar, selling the pound dollar. Same way over here. So let's jump over to 30 seconds. As you can see here, this is on a price scale, not a percentage scale. And when I trade these, I like being when the spread is like when it's like 100, 150 pips spread apart, I might put it on the first leg. Sometimes I'll wait for 200 pips. You have to kind of get the feel of what the market is doing. If it's very volatile, you might want to wait, but put on a small position. So if you're comfortable with like doing a one lot, you can do 3 or 4 legs. You can just, instead of doing the one lot, then you would want to split it up and maybe do 4 legs and start layering it in. Because as you saw in the other one, I put on the trade, it went against me and I had to add to it. And then when it came in, everything was fine. So right in here, this trade right here, I would not take. You can take it, and yes, you can make money, but it's just a counter trend trade. I really don't want to do that because it could spread apart even more, because if you look at the 15 minute, this is what it's looking like right here. As you can see, that is not good to be counter trend trading that. I just wouldn't do it. It's like trading on the main charts. You want to look at a higher time frame and then execute on a lower time frame. That's exactly what we're doing here. So you can look at the 10 minute, or you can look at a 5 minute and see what you're doing. So as you can see here, euro dollar is up, pound dollar is down. So I would go to the 30 second. That trade I would not take. This trade here I would take. And then what you can do is you can sell it right up in here. And then what you can do is you can take it off here. You would have been in that trade like at 740. Let's say you took it at 745. You can get out of it like around 9 o'clock. So you're in a trade for like an hour, hour and a half. That's perfect. Make yourself some money and move on for the day. Right here, this is a trade that I actually took. And then I took it off right down in here. So you can put on the trade, buy the pound dollar, sell the euro dollar. That was around, let's say 12 o'clock, and you take it off around 1:30. That's about an hour and a half for a trade. And you can make yourself about 100 pips off of that. So that is how you set up the charts for this. It's very simple, and you want to look at a higher time frame and then execute on a lower time frame. Now, there's also another thing I want to go over, and that is when you have a list here. So you have a list here. I have the euro dollar and the pound dollar. What you can do is you can come up here. It looks like a little pie chart. You can hover over that, and it says advanced view. When you click on that, it will take you to this page right here. And to get out of it, you just click this X. So go over to this little pie chart, go to advanced view. What this will do is it'll give you some information. This is a 1 year. As you can see right here, this is 1 year. You can go out to 5 year. As you can see, the euro dollar and pound dollar, they're very highly correlated. Let's go back to the 1 year. Now, in the 1 year, it's the euro dollar is down and the pound dollar is up. But let's go to the 1 month. As you can see here, within a 1 month period, the euro dollar is higher than a pound dollar. And that was April 4th right there, that information. So that you can use this as well. And then you can go to 1 day. And then what you could do is right up in here, you could have sold the euro dollar, bought the pound dollar right up in here. And as you can see, right around here, around 4 o'clock in the morning, it came together and you would have made some money. It spread apart again, and then it came back together again around 6 o'clock in the morning. So this is another way of looking at it. I don't like trading off of this because I like trading off of like a 5, 10, 15-minute chart for a higher time frame. And then I go down to like a 30-second, 10-second chart. And then I just execute my trades for a quick day trade. I might be in the trade for maybe a half hour, 2 hours. I just do that for a quick trade. Now, sometimes you will put on a trade like that and you think it'll be like, oh, I'm going to be in this for an hour and it'll come back together, and it doesn't. Well, you're just going to have to wait. Also, what I found out is during the late afternoon, after 12 o'clock, if you put on a position, more than likely it's going to work out in the middle of the night on East Coast time in America, like when the European session opens up. That's when your money will be made because they come back to the mean. And there's a lot of times I have put on trades, gone to sleep, and what I'll do is I'll set an alarm, and then I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and just check the trade, and then wake up at 4 o'clock and check the trade. And most of the time around 2 to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I can take off the trade and make some money and go back to sleep. So you can look at this as well. And also right here, it'll tell you what the last and then the change percentage. The pound dollar is negative 1.5 and the euro dollar is negative 0.8. You can look at the financials, which is not going to show anything for Forex. You can look at the performance. You can make your decisions on the euro dollar. Well, the euro dollar is up percent-wise for 1 week, 1.5 compared to negative 0.3 for the pound dollar. So you can look at your direction of what you want to be at. Also, for a 1 month, if you're trading a real short time frame, you can look at the 1 week. If you're trading a higher time frame and you're swinging it for like a few days, you can look at the 1 month and 3 month. And you can get your positions and your direction of where you want to trade with that. Now, as far as risk, the euro dollar, the volatility for 1 day was 0.6%, and the pound dollar was 2%. So the pound dollar was a little bit more volatile. So you can look at these metrics and make a decision of how you want to trade these pairs. So that is what I wanted to go over, just to show people how to set up TradingView for spread trading and how I do pairs trading, spread trading, however you want to call it. I just wanted to show people how I set up TradingView to do the spread trading. So that's all I have. Make sure you like and subscribe.